Welcome back to Carte Blanche Medical, coming to you from the Chris Hynate Baragwanath Hospital. A young girl is born with her organs inside her chest cavity, inhibiting lung development. But thanks to a new pediatric ward made possible by a R2.5 million donation to the Making a Difference campaign, her life is saved.
It's a big day for baby Kambalethu, and she's only 3 days old. She's going in for life-saving surgery to correct a serious birth defect. We're at the pediatric unit, Charlotte Maxeke Johannesburg Academic Hospital, where some of the world's best surgeons make what seems to be miracles come true. Pediatric surgeon Professor Peter Beale is supervising the operation.
Little baby we're going to operate on today has got one of the index neonatal surgical problems that we see relatively frequently because it occurs in about 1 in 3,000 live births.
The immediate danger to this baby is the fact that she has only part of one lung working. While still in her mother's womb, her stomach organs grew up into her chest cavity, inhibiting lung development.
The defect occurs mainly on the left side in 85% of cases because the liver offers relative protection to the right diaphragm.
Both lungs were compressed and underdeveloped as a result. Life-saving operations like this can only be done at a few pediatric hospitals nationwide, and this one services the whole of the Gauteng area. In recent years, there was a need to renew facilities which have become worn or outdated, and as demand has increased, to increase the capacity. Through the Making a Difference campaign and generous donors, this much-needed upgrade can now happen. The entire pediatric unit was refurbished in a matter of 7 weeks. First, the doctor's rooms had to be relocated to space that was taken from passages and foyers. The old doctor's rooms were then outfitted as new ICU beds. Finally, they upgraded the high care. It takes a team with a huge amount of expertise and generosity to pull a project like this together, from the architect to the electricians, right down to the floor. And even that was donated by Polyfloor. Abram Tesa was the architect and project manager. So this is the new ICU?
Yes, the difficult part is to actually relocate the patients because the hospital is full, and so you work against time all the time. Because patients can move out, say, for a week, and then they have to move back in. So the choices of the choice in materials have to be as such that you can do it quickly and efficiently and up to standard.
To meet the deadline, everyone worked 7 days a week. But there were still patients needing operations, just like baby Kambalethu.
Dr. Carapino is now going to be reducing the bowel content out of the defect in the diaphragm.
It's an amazing sight to watch this 3-day-old baby have virtually all of her bowel and organs removed from the chest in order for the surgeons to close up the diaphragm.
You can see that there's very little diaphragm in this case, and you see the underdeveloped lung.
This lung will now have space to grow, and within 2 weeks it will have expanded to full size. To prevent the bowel from encroaching on the lungs, the surgeons use patches and a web of stitching to close up the diaphragm. Now, this unit has been made possible by Discovery Health with a donation of R2.5 million. That paid for the refurbishment of the doctor's rooms, the high care ward, and of course, a new ICU. The staff at Discovery also got involved, donating their time and artistic skills, so even the walls got a facelift.
You know, we're meant to be servicing our clients, but as you can see, some of our staff are artistic. But I think what they did, the staff, is brilliant. They did a great job.
Barry Schwartzberg is the Group Executive Director of Discovery. How are you feeling about the new ICU?
Oh, very proud of our company, very proud to be associated with Carte Blanche in this Making a Difference campaign. Got a lot of staff working from these communities. All the clients are from the communities, and we'd like to give back to the people that, put us in business. By the way, you got great surgeons here. They are fantastic people. I went to go see them working in the theatre now. The work that they do is just really something special, and that we should all, as all South Africans, be proud of.
The transformation from doctor's rooms to ICU is now complete, but still awaiting equipment before it can be occupied. The refurbished high care is fully functional. This is where babies and children are sent after ICU if they're not ready for a general ward, a sort of second-tier ICU. Donors of equipment have been forthcoming, and we spoke to Sheila Sergi of Holland Insurance, who are donating for the second time.
There's an enormous amount of confidence that we have in the fact that the money is being well spent. And you're seeing where it goes, you're knowing that it's actually not only just about the initial, it's about the ongoing upkeep of it. We know our donation is in incredibly good hands.
Holland's latest contribution is the BRM3 brain monitor, which was supplied at a huge discount by South African manufacturer Brains. Professor Peter Cooper, head of pediatrics, explains its use.
Traditionally, EEG or electroencephalogram has been very difficult to interpret in the newborn baby because of the immaturity of the brain. So what this does is it monitors over many hours, and it does what's called integration of the electrical impulses that it's picking up, and gives us a very easily readable idea of what the actual brain function is.
For baby Kamvaletu, once the surgeons have finished closing the diaphragm, the bowels and organs are reintroduced to the abdomen, and the operation is completed. At the hands of great doctors and improved facilities, another child has a chance of a better life. These facilities were handed over at a special ceremony attended by the Gauteng MEC of Health and Social Development, Kadani Mshlangu.
From myself and the Minister and the President and the Premier and all other leadership in the country, we want to make sure that your investment does not go to waste. We are prepared to work very hard to make sure that the public healthcare sector goes back to its former glory by making sure that the doctors are employed in numbers, by making sure that we've got sufficient nurses, by making sure that our hospitals are clean.
Mnet CEO Patricia Schaltermeyer was on hand to assist with the cutting of the ribbons and to congratulate the campaign for raising almost 70 million rand. And Carte Blanche executive producer George Mazarakis shared the story of the inspiration behind the Making a Difference campaign. A 7-year-old little girl, an outpatient of the hospital, who succumbed to cancer after a long fight, and whose mother has been a driving force of the Carte Blanche Making a Difference campaign.
The patron of the Carte Blanche Making a Difference Trust, the tireless worker and inspiration behind it, to unveil the portrait of Georgina Were, who is the little girl who made this happen, Carolina Andropoulos.
I think Georgina is with us in spirit and represents the value, indescribable, immeasurable, of each and every child ever born. Yeah, so God bless them all. Special angels.
With the new ICU, a mother's room generously donated by architect Abram Tesa, and a refurbished high care, the new pediatric unit is setting standards for baby and child care in Southern Africa.
We're very grateful for what we have got, and I'm very pleased that centres doing what we do and treating children throughout the country have benefited to the extent that they have.
It's amazing to see how donations by corporates like Discovery Health and Hollard have made an impact on the most vulnerable through the Making a Difference campaign.